Hey, hi all. Good morning and good evening. So, welcome to this SQL training course. A quick introduction about myself. I am Mohammad Tanveer Khan. I have around 15 years of experience in the IT industry, working on different job profiles such as data analyst, data engineer. So, here we'll be covering SQL. So, this is the syllabus. We'll start from scratch, like how to create table, how to insert data, then how to handle null and the difference between zero blank and null, basic operators which we use in SQL, the different aggregate functions which is used to find the total revenue or total profit, the maximum revenue. Okay. And then these are the clauses. Order by means how to sort the data, where, how to filter the data. If I want to update the database, how to update it. Then the difference between the delete, drop, and truncate. This is one of the very commonly asked question. So we'll discuss this as well. Then CT as well as recursive CT will be covered, and all those things will be from scratch. No prerequisite is needed for this course. Even if you don't know SQL, you're not from the programming language background, that is fine. We will start everything from scratch. Then set operators, the different type of joins, window function, constraints, and these are the topics. And then you have this approx 40 conceptual questions. And you'll find that in interview, typically questions are asked from this. Anyway, so this is the syllabus which we'll be covering in this course. Class timing will be Monday to Friday morning, 7 to 8:30 a.m. IST. Course duration will be 1 month. Okay. Monday to Friday, 7 to 8:30 a.m. IST. And duration will be 1 month. And after each and every class, once the class will be completed, recording will be shared with you. And this is a live interactive class. It means you have full freedom to ask question at any point of time. Okay. The recording will be shared after each and every class. The classroom recordings will be there with you for the next 2 years. Okay. So once the class batch is over, I think by mid of December, the batch will be over. Then for the next 2 years, you'll be having access to the recordings. Okay. The assignment will be shared on a daily basis. Approx 250 to 300 assignment questions will be shared with you. And everything will be based on the real-time projects on which we have worked. It's a purely hands-on session. I don't have any PPT, no theoretical stuff. Everything will be hands-on practical based on the real-time project examples. Okay. Even if you have not worked as a data analyst or data engineer, you will get an idea. Okay, what is a typical task of a data analyst or data engineer? So things will be from hands-on, and I will strongly recommend everyone, first of all, to attend the class regularly. In case if you miss any class, then go through the recording. If things are not clear to you, then you can ask. Okay. Then work on the assignments. If you are super busy, you are not getting time, so at least take out some time on weekends and work on the assignments. Even if the course is over, and if you are stuck either in assignment or in your project, you're writing SQL queries and you are getting some error message, something like that, you can ask. We will help you there. But it is not like I'm telling you your complete project requirement we can work on. No, that we cannot help. If you're getting stuck somewhere, some logic is not clear, your SQL query is throwing error message, then even when the course is over, we provide that support. Okay. So this is all about the course curriculum. Hope I have covered. Now, do you have any question before I start? Okay. So these are the target audience: data analyst, data engineer, ETL tester, Power BI developer, SQL or ETL developer, business analyst. These are the job profiles for which you should know SQL. Without SQL, you can't do anything. Okay. So those who are preparing for these job profiles, we should know SQL. And then business intelligence. Right? Now, may I know what are your expectations from this course? Why you want to join this course? Anyone? What is your expectation from this course? Okay. Or any question in general before I start regarding the syllabus, timing? Yeah, I hope all good. Perfect. So we'll start now. So SQL stands for a structured query language. Okay. This is used to store the data, to process the data, to fetch the information as per the client requirement. That is why these days you go for any job profile, at least which is related to data, like I have mentioned here, data analyst, data engineer, or any of these job profiles. So they will ask you SQL, that you should know SQL. Okay. Now, so SQL helps us to store the data. So the business transactions, whatever is happening, you want to store it somewhere. So we have to store that in a database. But how to store? The SQL language will help us to store. As for example, suppose millions of transactions are happening on Amazon database or Flipkart. So they must be storing it somewhere, correct? So they are storing it in the database. But how they are storing? So SQL language helps to store it. And further, if your client will ask the information from it, like suppose the client will ask, "Okay, show me the total revenue of quarter 1 2025, total revenue of quarter 2 2025." Then if you know SQL query, you can write a query and you can fetch that data, right? And this is the typical task of a data analyst. I hope this is clear. So that is why in today's demo class, I will show you how we can use SQL to load data and to extract data. Okay. Just for example, suppose this is a customer table. Before that, what is a table? A table is something where you can store data, that is known as table. Like if you want to stay, you need a house, correct? You need a flat, you need an apartment. Similarly, if you want to store data, we we need a table. The table is something where we can store data. And this is one such example of table. Okay. So here the table name is customer. A table name can be anything. It can be customer, employee, product, sales, or any other name you can have for a table. So here, suppose the table name is customer I have taken, but it purely depends on your project requirements, what your client will ask. If your client will ask that the table name should be put, so you can have a table name with some other name. So in your project, your client will tell you what should be the table name, and accordingly you have to create the table. Okay, now this is clear. So I have assumed that the table name is a customer, so I'm creating a table with the name customer. And what is a table? A table is used to store data similar to our house. Okay. Now in this table customer, I have these columns: customer ID, customer name, product and amount. These four columns. So these are known as columns, also known as header, also known as fields, also known as attributes. In different projects have different name, but these all are same. You can call them as headers, you can call them as columns, fields, or attributes, anything. Okay. Now in this customer table, I have these headers. Then these are the data. Like suppose this is the first row or the first record. Customer ID is one. Customer name is John. He has purchased the product laptop. The amount is 50,000. Then second customer whose name is Tom. He has purchased mobile for 20,000. Then we have another customer, Sarah. Customer ID is 3. She purchased a purse for 3,000. So these are known as records or rows. In this customer table, we have 3 rows. How many columns we have? We have 4 columns. But there is no restriction. In a table, you can have any number of columns, any number of rows. There is no restriction to it. In a table, you can have 10 columns as well. Suppose in the same customer table, I can add a gender column. I can add an address column, email ID, contact number, mode of payment, discount, many other columns I can add. So in a customer table, there is no restriction to how many columns you want, or any other table. If you're creating an SQL, there is no restriction on the number of columns. You can have any number of columns. Or even you can create a table only with a single column. That is also allowed. So net summary is, in a table, you can have any number of columns. There is no restriction to it. Hope this is clear. Similarly, you can have any number of rows. Okay, there is no restriction to it. So here I have 3 rows, but you can have 4, 5, 10, 100, 200, or 1 million, 10 million, any number of rows. Any questions so far? So this was about customer table, columns, and rows. But whatever I have created now, this is on an Excel sheet. Excel has a limitation. You cannot keep here more than a million records, or you cannot do complex calculations or transformations here. That's why we need a database. Is that clear? That's why we need a database. Now there are different databases in the market, like Oracle, SQL Developer. We have Microsoft SQL Server. We have Pizza. We have Teradata, Postgres, Snowflake. These are some of the very common database you will find these days. Okay. In this course, I'll be mostly teaching you on Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server, and sometime on Snowflake. But the SQL which I'll be teaching you, if you know that, you can write that query on any database. Okay. It's exactly like if you know how to ride a car, if you know how to ride a car, You can ride a car of any company, no? Whether it is from Tata, Hyundai, Honda, BMW, or any brand, any company. You can ride it, correct? So these are the different databases from different vendors. Like this is from Oracle, this is from Microsoft, okay, and Postgres is open source. Snowflake is from Snowflake. So in this course, I'll be teaching you mostly on Oracle and Microsoft SQL Server. But don't get confused. Sometimes the students they have this question, okay, Tanvir, in my project I'm working on a Snowflake, but you are teaching on Microsoft SQL Server. Don't worry, they both are one and the same. Whatever I'll be teaching on Microsoft SQL Server, same piece of code you can execute on any database, it will work. So the difference is they are just from different company. Vendors are different. That's it. Hope this is clear. Yeah. This is Microsoft SQL Server database. To install it, we will share that link. We have a YouTube link where we have explained in detail how to download it. So you have to refer that link and you can very easily download it. Just follow the steps which is given in the link step by step. Don't miss any step. Okay. Then few of you might be having question. Okay, I don't have a personal laptop, so how I can download it? I'm working on official laptop. So generally, in official laptop, they will not allow you to download anything. Correct. So in those cases, then what you have to do? We have a browser-based database. Just you have to go in the google.com, okay, and type Oracle Live SQL. Let me show you that. Okay, what you have to do? You have to type Oracle Live SQL. Now click on this. Get this. Now click on this Oracle Live SQL. Okay. So the benefit of this is you don't have to download anything. Even if you're working in your official laptop, this will work. Because sometime it happens. You're working in official laptop, and if you want to download that Microsoft SQL Server, this is the one. Maybe they will not allow. So that is why in these cases, I strongly recommend to practice on this one. This is also very good. No need of downloading or installing anything. No headache. Just open Google, type Oracle Live SQL, and you will get this page. Okay. Then go to this Live SQL Classic, click on this, and then click on Start Coding. It will ask you to create account. If you're trying for the first time, so it will ask you to create account. So you have to click on create account if you're logging for the first time. Then it will ask the basic details like your name and other basic details. So you can give any name, whatever you want. And then it will also ask your company name designation. So there you can just write NA. No need to give any information. And then give a correct Gmail ID. The Gmail ID should be correct because they will send a confirmation link on that ID and you have to confirm it. That's all. Then it will create a user ID and password. And after that, with the help of that user ID and password, you can log into this, like how I am logging right. This is step clear. So this I will recommend everyone because in the beginning, if you will try to download Microsoft SQL Server, sometimes it happens, okay, you will get error message or you will struggle to download it and you will get frustrated. That is why in the beginning, like at least first few classes, try this option. This is very simple. Okay, and this will work for everyone. Okay. Any question? Is this clear? Hope all good. Now, click on next, automatically taking my user ID and password. Now they have changed it little bit. They will ask confirmation on your mobile. Earlier they don't ask this. Okay, but now they're asking you to share this confirmation email, which is that. So now I have logged into this. Session has ended. Okay. If you're getting this message, your session has ended, just click on sign in again. Or even then, sometime it may happen it will not work. Then what you have to do, close this browser and open again. Okay, see, I'm getting that error message. I'll close this and I will open again. Let me show you again. Just a minute. Let me try again. Click on start coding. Oh, it has taken that. Okay, so this is the one where you can start coding. Is this visible and clear to everyone?
Yes, Tanvi.
So after this, I will show you okay, how to create table in a database. Right now here I have shown you okay, how we have created this table on an Excel sheet, right? How to create table in a database. That's what we will try to understand because everything we have to do on a database only. Because see, in database you can store any number of records, millions and millions of data. You can do complex business transformations. That is why we need a database. So this is the Oracle Live SQL. So you can practice on this or you can practice on this Microsoft SQL Server as well. You have full freedom. And if you want to practice on Snowflake, that also you can, your wish. Okay, so I'm not stopping you, you have to practice on this only. No, you can practice anywhere. But my recommendation in the beginning will be practice on this one, Oracle Live SQL. Why? Because you don't have to download anything. Just create an account on Oracle Live SQL, log in, that's it. Okay. Now we will see how to create a table. So step one will be how to create a. I think font is uh, very small. I think they updated it one. They have updated this yesterday, I think. Zoom. Is it? Oh, okay. Is the script visible to you? I think no, it is too small now. Is it visible clearly?
No, Tanvi, the font is smaller.
Font is not visible clearly. No? Just a minute. Still is small. They updated this yesterday, I think. So there must be some option to increase the font size. So I will do one thing. I will, will meanwhile we will work on this on Microsoft. Okay. So now we will discuss how to create a table. Okay. The step one is how to create a table. So to create a table, first of all, you have to write create. Okay. Then you have to mention create table, table name. So create table. Suppose table name is customer. So you have to write create table customer. So within parentheses, you have to mention the columns. What all columns we have in this customer table? First ID, cust name, product and amount. So now these columns you have to mention in this bracket. Is this a step clear? First of all, what we are doing? We are creating a table. So to create a table, first of all, you have to write create, then table, and then the table name. Okay. And then you have to mention the columns. But these columns has to be separated by comma. Okay. The second important point is they must be in the same sequence. Like here, first you have written cust ID, then it should be cust ID, then cust name, then it should be cust name. So it should strictly follow that sequence. I hope this is clear. Then you have to mention the data type. Now, what is the data? Data type means you have to tell to the SQL engine that what type of data you want to store in these columns. As for example, in the customer ID column, this one, if you will check this Excel sheet, what you are storing here? You are storing here numbers, correct? So in a column, if you have to store number, the data type will be int. Int means integer. So here you have to write int. It means in this customer ID column, you want to store integers. This is mandatory. You have to mention this. Similarly, the next is customer name. Now, if you see customer name column, what you are storing here? Alphabets or words. If you have to store alphabets or words, then the data type should be varchar. But along with varchar, you have to mention the size as well. Suppose I will write here 50. It means I can store maximum 50 characters in this. Is that clear? Any question? All good? So for first name, I will write here varchar 50. I hope this is clear to everyone. No confusion. Similarly, for product, what should be the data type? Tell me. Int or varchar? Varchar 50. Because in product as well, we are storing words. You see here in product, we have these words, alphabets. So the data type will be varchar. Okay, what about amount column?
Int.
Because in amount, you see here, we are storing numbers. So this will be. So this is how you have to create a table. First thing is you have to write create table, table name, and then within parentheses, you have to mention first of all the columns. and then the data typo. I hope this is clear to everyone. Now give a semicolon here, select it, and click on the execute. Now, what is this? I'm getting an error message, right? The SQL engine has thrown. What is the error? There is already an object named customer in the database. It is telling you already an object customer is present in the database. So actually it is not allowed to create two different tables with the same name. So it seems someone has already created a table customer in this database. And I'm also trying to create table customer. So that is why SQL engine is throwing error message. Sorry, it is not allowed. Already an object or table with the name customer is present in the database. Is this point clear? So net, you cannot create two different tables with the same language. Already someone has created a table customer in this database. Maybe yesterday or in my previous batch, I have created this table. That is why it is not accepting it. So now what to do? So now I have two options. I have two options. Option number one, change the table name. Either I change this table name from customer to some other name, maybe like customer details or any other name. Then it is fine. I will change the name to customer details. And if I will select, it will work. Let me show you this. See, I will click on execute button. Now see what is the message. Command completed successfully. It means this table has been created now. So what we learned from this, if that table which you're trying to create is already present in the database, then you are not allowed to create it. Is this clear? A question. Okay. So now the second option is option two. Where I've written 1 minute. Option two is delete the previous table. It means the table customer which someone has already created, you delete it. Okay. Is that clear? So how to delete the previous table? For that, you have to write drop table custom. So if I will execute this, the previous table which someone has created, it will be deleted. And then you can create a table with name customer. But this is little bit dangerous. Why this is dangerous? Because someone has created this table and it might be having some data. So they will lose the data, right? So that is why it is not recommended. And even if you do this, you have to take the permission from the owner of the table. If they allow, then you can do it. Okay. So option one is change the table name to some other name. Option two is delete the table, previous table, that is customer which someone has created. Is this clear so far? Okay. Now we have learned how to create table. Now What next? Next is to insert data. Table has been created. Now we want to insert or load data in this table. So how to load data? So now we will discuss this step 2. Load या save data in customer table. How to save? So for that you have to write insert into table name. First of all, you have to write insert into table name, and then you mention here values. It means in this script, we are telling to the SQL engine, I want to insert, or I want to load, or I want to save some data into this customer details. Okay. Now, what value you want to save? So we want to save these values, copy this, and paste it. That's it. Okay. But but you have to take care of one important thing. These values must be separated by comma. Okay. The value must be separated by comma. 1 comma John, comma laptop, comma 50,000. Point number 1. Point number 2. These values must be in the same sequence. Sequence means, see, when you created this customer details table, the first column is customer ID. So here the first value must be customer ID only. In the second value was customer name. Then the here second value must be customer name. Third value was product. So here third value should be product. The fourth is amount. Then this should be amount. The sequence is important. It matters here. Then the next point is these values, wherever it is word, like John is a word, a laptop is a word, you have to keep it in inverted commas. These are the few rules which you have to follow. So John and laptop are the words, so I will keep them in inverted quotes. Then keep a semicolon, select and execute. One row effect. It means this one row or one record has been loaded into this customer details table. Is this point clear? Yes, no. People are not asking question. I'm not sure if it is clear or you have any doubt. Of all clear.
Understood, sir.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for the response. So far we discussed in step 1 how to create a table. So this is the syntax to create a table. Then we studied in step 2 how to load data in a table. Okay, here the table name was customer details. This is the syntax to load data in a table. While loading the data, you have to take care that the column sequence should be correct. This is the customer ID, the customer name, product, amount. And the values which are words, they must be in inverted. Like John must be in inverted. Laptop must be in inverted. Then select it, click on the execute button. This will be executed or loaded in the database. Now you can ask question, okay, what is the proof a table has been created? What is the proof that this data has been saved? Okay, that clear? So for that, what we have to do, we have to ask SQL engine to show me the data. So step 3 will be display the data which is saved in the table. Okay. So if you want to display the data, you have to write select. Okay. Then the column names. What are the column names? Customer ID, customer name, product, amount, from, table name. So this is the syntax to display data. You have to write select, customer ID, customer name, product amount from table name. It means here you're telling to the SQL engine, please display customer ID value, customer name value, product value, amount value from this table, which is customer details. So now when I will execute this, it will show me the data. See, this is the data which we have stored or set. So let me copy this and keep it here. So this is the proof that this data has been saved in the customer details table. I hope you understood the meaning. Select means to display these columns from which table. So you have to mention the table because in a database you can have thousands of tables. So you have to mention exactly from which table you want the data. Okay. Now suppose you want to insert second record to Tom Mobile 20,000. The same thing you have to do. Copy this, remove these values, mention this. Okay. Now they should be separated by comma. And this Tom has to be in inverted quotes. Mobile has to be in inverted quotes. Remember, wherever you have words, that has to be in inverted quotes. Selected, execute. So now this record has been loaded in this customer details table. If you want to verify, again execute this query. See. Now we have two records now. One John, then you have this new record, two Tom, mobile 20,000. These two records has been loaded. Again, if you want to load this data, this one, what you will do? Same thing. Insert into customer details. Give this bracket. And within that, mention this. This has to be separated by comma. And keep this in inverted commas. Now selected, click on execute. If you want to verify, execute this. Got this out? Clear to everyone? So far we have learned how to create a table. This is the syntax to create a table. Then how to insert data. This is step 2. This is how you have to insert data. Then how to display the data which you have saved in the table. So this is the query to save the data. Okay. Now, these are the basics we have covered so far. This is the table we have. This is our customer details. I want everyone to practice this after the class on your own. See, SQL is all about practicing. The more you will practice, you will get a stronger. Not only SQL, any programming language. If you're learning Python and if you're not practicing, it will not help you. Only theoretical knowledge or lecture will not help. You have to get your hand dirty. You have to practice it. Then you will get a stronghold. Now, here you can ask a question. Suppose my client is telling, he just display customer name and product. Sometimes it can happen. The client will ask you, only show me this data. Don't show me the complete data. So select is like your playground. If you have your playground, you can do whatever you want. You can play cricket, football, hockey, kabaddi, whatever you want. So select is your playground. It means I'm telling in select, you can keep whatever you want. Suppose your client is asking to display only customer name and product. So remove customer ID, remove amount. Just keep customer name and product insert. So it means you are telling to the SQL engine, you only display customer name and product. I don't want to check other columns, customer ID and amount. So when I will execute this, it will just display two values, customer name and two columns, customer name and product. Verify. I'm getting only customer name and product here. Can you check this? So that's what select is like your playground. Now suppose client is telling, okay, show me product and amount only. Okay, then what I will do? And this query after select, I will keep product and amount. That's it. Now let me execute it. This is the product and this is the amount. So whatever you want to display, you can keep only those columns. It's not necessary you have to display all the columns always. And even sequence is not important. Like suppose here the client is telling, show me the amount first, then product. That also you can select it and swap it. Keep amount first and then product. See, I'm executing it. This is the amount and this is the product. Then select is used to display the data. In whatever fashion, whatever manner you want to display, you can write the columns. It will be displayed. Here, suppose the client is asking, display only customer name. I don't want to see customer ID. I don't want to see product. I don't want to see amount. So only customer name. So what you will do? Right, select customer name from this table. That's it. See, I'm executing it. I'm getting only customer name. So you have full freedom here to display whatever you want or to skip whatever you don't want. Now then you can ask a question. Okay, in this customer details table, you have 4 columns. So you have written this 4 columns and it is displayed. But let's say in my project, I have a table and in that table, I have 100 columns. And the client is asking to display all the data of all the 100 columns. Do we have to write all the 100 columns manually one by one? If you will write, it will work, but it will take a lot of time now. Minimum to write 100 columns, it will take, I think, around 4 or 5 minutes. Then there is a shortcut for it. What you can do, you can write select a star from customer details. If you write a star, It means display all the columns. This is the meaning of star. All the columns. So you don't have to mention each and every column manually. Just you have written a star, that's it. And then we'll understand here why I have to display all the columns. Okay. This is a short. Now see, I'm executing it. Am I getting all the columns along with the values? Yes or no? Right? So far we have discussed how to create a table, how to load data, and how to display it. Now, next scenario. Any questions so far? All good?
I have a question.
Yeah, yes, please tell me.
Now we have only three data, so we have typed the query and insert the data. What if we have thousands of data if we need to insert in the table?
Good question. So the question is, okay, here you have only three records or three rows. So manually you have written this insert script and you loaded the data. But what if in my project I have 1 million rows? So does it mean that manually I have to write this insert for all the 1 million rows? No. And even that is not possible. In those cases, what we do, we have a concept of loader. Okay. Or we create the data pipeline. Through that, we load all the data. And the data will be in an Excel sheet. Like suppose this data is present here in this Excel sheet. So just I will write a script in Python or maybe SQL. It will load all the data, whatever 1 million or 10 million rows you have, and it will directly dump it in the table. So in project, we do that only. But why I'm teaching you this, you should know this step as well. You should know okay, manually if I have to load few records, how to do that. That also you should know. But in project, generally we do with the help of loader or we write a script in SQL or Python. Or if you have heard about Microsoft Azure or AWS, those tools we use to load bulk data in bulk in a table or to move from one table to another table. That is the task of data engineers. Have I answered your question? So maybe if you people are interested later point of time, I will show you that how you can do that. Okay, is that clear?
Yeah.
Any other question, anyone? Okay. Now, suppose I have this table and we have this data. Now, suppose my client is asking me, "Hey, show me the details of only those customers who has purchased laptop." Is the question clear? Client is asking me to show me the details of only those customers who has purchased laptop. The client is telling I'm not interested in other details, other product who has purchased mobile or purse or whatever it may be. Show me the details of customers who has purchased laptop. Which means we have to apply filter, right? So in that case, what I will do in this query, I have to apply filter. So to apply filter, we have to use where keyword. Now, what is the task here? To display details of those customers as purchased laptop. This is the step 4. So you have to write select the star from customer details. Then you have to write where. Now, what is this where? This where is used to filter the data. Whenever you have to filter, no, you have to use this where keyword. So can you tell me on which column I have to filter the data? Customer ID, customer name, product or amount. Which column should I apply filter? What client has told. They want the details of laptop. Customers who has purchased laptop. So it means I have to apply filter on product column. Correct. So here I have to write where product equals to laptop. Now when I will execute this query, the SQL engine will understand we have to apply filter on product column and the value is laptop. Okay. So this is your query. Let me execute. This is not. So you're getting only laptop. So whenever you have to apply filter, you have to use this where key. This is used to apply filter. Mention the column name on which you want to. You want to apply filter on product column. So I've written product equals to. So the engine will understand we have to apply filter on the product column and the value laptop. So that is why when I executed this, I'm getting this to record. Okay. Similarly, if you want to apply filter on any other column, suppose the client is asking, you show me the details of customer who has purchased first, then what you will do? Select this query, and write here product equals to first. Then execute. Yeah, I'm getting first. Sarah has purchased first. I'm getting that detail. So whatever they're asking, that filter you have to apply and you will get the output. Okay, so here I have shown you how to apply filter on product column. But suppose if they're asking, can you apply filter? Suppose the client is asking to show me the details of customer whose name is Tom. Okay, name is Tom. It means on which column we have to apply filter on customer name. Then what you have to do? You have to write this query. I have customer name. So Tom. I execute this. I'm getting the details of Tom. So to apply filter, you have to use where point number one. Then point number two, you have to find the column on which you have to apply. Here I'm applying filter on custom name. So I will write custom name equals to Tom. It will display the details of Tom. Okay. Any question? Okay. Now we will try to understand at the back end how these queries are getting executed. Okay. So for that, this is the SQL order of execution. Like this is how when you execute a query, the SQL engine executes your query at the back end. This is very important. See, you could hear. SQL order of execution means how the SQL engine is executing or picking your queries. First of all, it is from. It's like suppose when you executed this query. So in this query, you have written select, then you have written star, then from, then where. But the way how the engine executes query is a little bit different. Engine will start with the from queue. Will start with the from queue. Okay. First of all, from will be executed in this query. So it means this keyword. In from what you have written, from customer details. It means you are telling to the SQL engine that you want data from the customer details table. So engine will first of all search for the customer details. Where is the customer details table in the database? You will search it. So this is the customer details table. It will copy it from the database and it will keep it in the temporary memory. And this is the customer details table from which the user wants data. It is a first of all from will be executed. Then you have join, but you don't have join in this query, so it will be ignored. Then you have where. So now the where will be executed. Now what is the task of where? Task of where is to apply filter. So you have written here where customer name equals to Tom. So from this, the SQL engine will understand, okay, oh, I have to apply filter on the customer name column. Now where is the customer name column? This is the customer name column. It means I have to apply filter on this particular column. Then what is the value? Tom. It means I have to filter Tom. So then engine will start searching this value, Tom, in this customer name column, one by one. So it will check the first value. Is this Tom? No, this is not Tom. This is John. So it will reject this record. And it will go to the next record. Is this Tom? Yes, this is Tom. So this will be selected. But it will not stop here. We found the Tom. Let's stop it. It will keep on searching. Then it will go to the next row. What is the next value? Sarah. Oh, this will be rejected. Because we are searching for Tom, this is Sarah, so it will be rejected. So finally, the task of filtering the data is over. Then it will come to this one, select. So what is the meaning of select? Select is used to display. Select means to display. You have written select a star. It means you're telling please display. Star means all the columns. So it will copy all the columns along with the value, the record which has been selected, and it will display. That is why you're getting to Tom Mobile 20,000 dot. But how this query is getting executed at the backend, this is how it is getting executed. That is what you have to learn in this course. Writing a query. First of all, how to write a query for a particular requirement of client. Then how that query is getting executed at the backend by the SQL engine. Okay. So far today we have discussed how to create a table, how to insert data, how to display data, how to apply filter. Okay. I hope you all have understood this. Any question? Okay. No questions. So fine then. I will stop here. So it was just a demo class today so that you can understand the way of teaching concepts and all those things. We'll be having regular class starting from Monday, that is 17th of November. Once we have the final list of participants, those who have enrolled for the course, we'll start from 17th of November. And I've already mentioned the class timing will be 7 to 8:30 a.m. IST, Monday to Friday. Course duration will be 1. Okay. And this is a paid course. Fees is 1,500. I think you all are in the WhatsApp group. So if those who are interested, you can ping me there, or else you can also call me on this number. Those who are those who don't have access to my WhatsApp group, they can connect on this number. Okay. So fine then, and the recordings will be shared in another few hours, and the classroom notes. These all things will be shared with you. So, any final question, anyone? Okay, fine then. Thanks a lot for joining. We'll connect on Monday. Thank you. Take care. Bye.